Okay, usually when I'm wearing this hat these days, I'm calling myself the Pale Rider. Uh, Anyways, okay, so the items in question right now are everything to do with mainstream media, because citizen journalists on YouTube are going to check out what mainstream media is claiming. And lo and behold, they're finding that the stories that mainstream media are putting out um, cannot be confirmed by people there on the ground reporting through YouTube. Some commentators have said that is that the next thing? Is this what QAnon was talking about? The great deep state takedown? I don't know. Is it true that they rescued a whole pile of sex slave children and they're in MASH tents in the middle of Central Park, New York? And that was the reason why they brought the hospital ship in? Is it true? I don't live in New York. Is it true that Bill Gates is behind the World Health Organization and some major? Is it true that the Clinton cabal is behind the CIA and the FBI? Conspiracy theories. What else do we have to go on? Why don't we go with mainstream news? Primarily because they've proven time and again that they're not journalists. They're owned by entertainment companies. And, what was it, a year and a half ago? They showed all the local news stations for, like, maybe it was for CBS, using the exact same words, the same script for the anchorman in every town that has a CBS station, saying the same words, exact same. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be the one to tell you that whatever the hell's going on with so called mainstream news, it's not trustworthy. Can you trust Donald Trump to say that he's draining the swamp? He seems very erratic if this is the one who's going to save the world. If not Donald Trump, then who is left to stand? The healthcare workers? Well, I suppose they're prepared as best as they can be. They're told there's supposed to be this huge exponential growth in this COVID thing. Other news says that General Motors has stopped making cars and now they're making personal protective equipment and I don't know what you call those things, different kinds of hospital equipment. Is it true? It seems hard for me to believe that they could change a auto plant with robots to make automobiles and trucks and switch over production to making personal protective equipment. It seems very far-fetched. So what is really going on? Well, I'm going to go to some other kind of news. Rather than giving you, what's going on with humans, I'm going to give you um, Cryon. Chiron or Cryon? I'm sorry, I keep getting it wrong. But this is a channeled entity who have for a very long time has been telling humans through the channel that he uses that we're going to be horrified when we start learning the truth of what's going on planet Earth. And all of this garbage has got to come to light before we can move on into the fifth dimension. If you remember the fifth dimension, they sang a song in 1968 called The Age of Aquarius, of peace, love, and harmony. So basically, what we have to do is take out the trash. And a lot of people are having difficulty accepting any testimony from citizen journalists because they're so brainwashed by mainstream news. They call mainstream news the authority. And, well, I don't see them as an authority. I see them as blatant liars that, or even computer generated graphics. I only have to give you Carrie Fisher, the late, in other words, dead Carrie Fisher, who was put into the last Star Wars movies as a action character. I saw another one of President Obama saying things that Obama apparently didn't say. It was all computer generated. How are you ever going to get the truth? Anyways, I didn't listen to Cry on Chiron, Cry on My Shoulder today, and all the news that I can tell you is we're still in lockdown. I've come to the conclusion that whatever we consider the voting process for voting people in, I reject it wholeheartedly. I don't want to be a part of it. In other words, I don't think it's anything but, as Donald Trump said in the first election campaign, rigged. And the people who are in various governmental positions are possibly criminal, are possibly stupid, or possibly both. What are we going to do about it all? I have to remember my mentor, who went by the name, well, back in the day, my mentor used to say, don't be too concerned, especially don't go into fear. The other day I made a video. If you feel like you're going into fear, high anxiety, what you do is called the chest thump. You find your sternum and you make one of these kind of fists and you go bang, 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 bang. And then you feel what's going on in your body. Did it make an improvement? Keep doing it. Chest thump. Why? Because it helps to reset you, according to some people, and I've used it, and it does seem to help me, so I'm passing that on as something you can do. Another one that I heard that I tried that didn't work, but maybe it'll work for you, was resetting your vagus nerve by running a sink full of cold water and dipping your face into cold water. As I said, it didn't work for me, but maybe it'll work for you. I mean, if the chest thumping's not working and you're still feeling high anxiety, then, just dip your head in for a second, get the cold water all over your face. They said, put it in that way. Don't drown yourself. It's just simply to get the cold on your face to help reset yourself. Some people have also been recommending plain old cold showers. No, I have not done cold showers. I live in a northern country, and frankly, if I want to get cold, I just go outside for a walk. But if you're down in somewhere where it's warm, perhaps that's what you need, is a nice cold as possible shower. Are we ever going to figure all this stuff out? Well, I'm going back to Cry on Chiron. Someone says you could also listen to someone else, but the problem that I have is that I've got certain unreliable people who keep feeding me garbage or tell me one thing that they told me, and then later on they tell me they told me something else. So you've probably got the same issue. Certain people, someone's going to say, well, maybe you don't always tell the truth. I always tell you the truth as I know it, which is I don't know very much at all. Only I have a gut feeling that there are a hell of a lot of lies going on around, and people are grasping onto the latest statistics that they've heard because holding on to anything at all is helping them stay afloat. At this particular time, I would like to call on the spiritual hierarchy of planet Earth to declare planet Earth a disaster zone. Why the spiritual hierarchy? Because the regular political authorities are in shambles and cannot be trusted. So we're going to have to go to our spiritual hierarchy. I didn't know we had not the Pope, not the mullahs of Iran. The spiritual hierarchy are those people who have a very high consciousness calibration. And you'll know if you're one of those people because you'll know what consciousness calibration is, and you'll probably have had someone test you to see where you're at. So, as members of the spiritual hierarchy, if this is indeed a disaster zone, and I'm going to be one of the people to say, yes, we have a massive disaster, we have humanity running around without any kind of authority figures they can trust. And I don't want to tell you, even the existing people that say, I'm the whatever, cannot be trusted. We know the pedophile priests in the Roman Catholic Church is rotten to the core. So who are members of the spiritual hierarchy? You who are watching this, you are a member of the spiritual hierarchy on planet Earth. How high are you on the hierarchy? I don't know. You're going to have to get someone to muscle test you. Muscle test your consciousness to see where you're at. Who are the highest people on the planet? I don't know. Where do I calibrate? I don't know. All I know is if we're going to turn to spiritual ways, you better abandon your existing authority figures, because whatever's happened to bring us to this point, these people have failed in their job. Maybe the best they've done is helped you deal with fear, but they certainly have not prevented this. So whatever they're teaching you, I don't know. Maybe it's good for you. Maybe you can rely upon it. I don't know your situations. All I know is, for me, I don't trust anyone who calls themselves a pastor or a priest or a mullah or a rabbi. If you feel like planet Earth is a disaster zone, I am going to suggest you meditate. Quietly, just close your eyes and sit quietly for as long as you can, and we'll call it a meditation. And the purpose of meditation is always to get your ego out of the way and let spirit guide us. I'm the Pale Rider. Please subscribe and share.